All right, a couple quick reminders before we get going. First of all, be sure to say your name and affiliation before asking your question. If you can, direct your question by name to one of the student athletes. We would appreciate that. And a reminder that no video is to be taken within the press conference area. If you would like to utilize video from the press conference, you may download it from the NCAA Digital Media Hub afterwards, or you may utilize the electronic media boxes over in the next room. So with that, good afternoon and welcome to the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Tournament first and second rounds in Portland, Oregon. This is the practice day press conference for St. Mary's. Joining us on the dais are student athletes Logan Johnson, Matthias Tass, and Tommy Cusick. And at this time, we'll open it up to the floor for questions, being right down here.
Jeff Rabjohns, Peegs.com. Matthias, I'd like to get your take. When you look at Trace Jackson Davis, center versus center, what do you see? What stands out about him?
Definitely one of the best big men we have in this country. I can't say this country, it's not my country, but in this league. He's very athletic, very quick. Of course, he's a great post scorer, so hopefully you'll see a great matchup tomorrow between him and I.
This is for anyone. This is Jason Quick from The Athletic. Was there any moment off the court this season that kind of, I don't know, was a turning point for you guys?
You want to take it? I wouldn't say it was started this season. I think it's just a part of the culture that we have at St. Mary's. I'd say it started in the off season with all the off season work we go through, a lot of player driven workouts. And all the time we spend with each other, we know what we're capable of, and that seems to grow every single day.
Is there one person who kind of orchestrates that?
Our old man up here, he keeps us in check. He's been here the longest. He knows the ins and outs of this program and the culture around it and what we stand for.
Yeah, Steve Croner from the San Francisco Chronicle, one for Matthias and one for Logan and Tommy. For Matthias, you just said that you be guarding Jackson Davis. My basketball head said maybe that Kyle would. I guess I'm wrong? Or could it be both?
Well, to be honest, throughout this year, when we go against good bigs in our league, it's not about just me guarding him or Kyle guarding him. It's all the five guys who are on the court helping each other, helping me and Kyle out, whoever we're guarding. And it's just, like we say, the good bigs, we have to have team cover against them. It's not just one guy, it's the whole team.
Yeah, and then for Tommy and Logan, the same kind of thing with Xavier Johnson as their point guard and a very well-regarded point guard. Logan, your defense is pretty highly regarded. Tommy, you talked about that. Without giving away too many trade secrets, is it Johnson on Johnson or Kuzi on Johnson?
It'll probably be Johnson on Johnson if you ask me. He's pretty quick. He's definitely a really good player. We watched a little film on him, and we're excited for the matchup. We like going head-to-head with good players.
I would just further that. It's kind of just, who's ever sticking to him the best. We know what we're capable of at the guard position and at the big spot in terms of defending. We know that we have multiple players at each position that can guard. So who's ever sticking to him the best definitely will get that matchup.
Jeff Rabjohns, Peegs.com. Logan, this is for you. You guys are top 10 in the country, I believe, defensive efficiency in Ken Palm, Bart Torvik, and everybody. Just curious, what are the principles, what are the tactics, what are the techniques that have made you guys an elite defense this year?
We actually use bricks every day on defense. We hold up bricks on defense. It's a staple in our practice every day, and we commit to one another and we help each other out. We're very unselfish defensively when it comes to rotating and helping, which makes your job a lot easier when you might get blown by baseline or something. You know that you'll have your rotation man there. and we've been with each other for so long that we get the best out of each other, and we expect the best out of each other. So we know when to cover for each other, and we know when to make switches. We know when to make things happen. We literally hold them out. We literally hold them out on defense, and if our hands drop, we're gonna have to do the drill over again. So we're pretty disciplined on keeping our hands up and keeping our hands wide, and then playing the passing lanes.
Good, Jason.
Jason Quick with The Athletic. This is again for anyone who wants to answer. Was there a low point or a hard point to this season for you guys? And if so, how did you guys get through it?
I think it kind of starts with last season because we have a lot of roster turnover with the same guys coming back, and just all the things we went through last year. We went through some COVID issues, we went through some injuries. I think all that really helped us grow, and we were young. We were a really young team, so being able to have the same guys back 2 years in a row, I think it was so valuable for us because we knew we had everyone back. We knew what we wanted to achieve, and we just set to it right as soon as last season ended.
And if I could ask one more, is there someone on your guys' roster who maybe is a little unsung, whose statistics don't necessarily reflect his value?
Kyle Bowen. Everything he does for us, he makes everything happen. He's our glue guy. Holds things together defensively for us, and when he's hitting shots for us, that's is big time. So it's definitely Kyle Bowen.
For all three of you guys, watching Indiana last night, as I'm sure you did, and maybe watch some previous games of them, is there anybody to whom you'd compare them to teams you've played either in the WCC or non-conference?
Our coaches have made comparisons to the Gonzaga team. They have a really good guard and also a really good big guy who play well in the little two-man game they have. So that's the main comparison we've had so far.
Just check in with Zoom real quick. If there's any of the Zoom reporters that want to ask a question, please raise your hand and we'll get to you. While we're waiting for that, Jason, go ahead.
I want you guys to talk about Coach for a bit. How does he reach you guys? Like, what makes him effective with you guys?
I think he's just, first of all, he's the hardest worker out of anyone. So we know no matter what situation we're going into, he's going to be the most prepared guy, whether it's watching film or practicing or whatever it is, getting the assistants ready to do their jobs. It starts with that, and then just he's a really good person. So he sets the tone for us in that regard as well, that doing the right thing, he's a leader by example. So it's a fun guy to play for and a really easy guy to follow.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely like a father figure to us. Always making sure we're straight off the court before we even step foot on the court. He holds us accountable and expects the most out of us and demands the most out of himself as well.
Does he ever make you guys laugh? And
Sometimes.
Like how?
He's got a bad sense of humor, but still, yeah. No, yeah. Don't record this, please. Don't. I might not play tomorrow. No, yeah. He makes us laugh. Yeah, he's a fun guy. When he's out of his zone, game zone or practice zone, whatever zone it may be. So yeah.
We're going to go to Zoom now, and Jerry McDonald from the Mercury News. Go ahead.
Yeah, guys. So many times when St. Mary's is in the tournament, they're almost kind of viewed as kind of the little team that could. But now you're a 5 seed. You played a real tough schedule. I guess the thought of maybe having to face teams like Indiana, UCLA, Baylor in your bracket. I mean, are you guys expecting to go and do some damage in this tournament? Is that kind of the outlook?
Yeah, I think having a difficult schedule this year prepared us. Obviously, this is the best our league's been in a long time, seeing as how 3 teams made the tournament, and there's a lot of other quality teams in there as well. But then also our non-conference schedule, we were able to play some Pac-12 teams like Oregon, and then also Wisconsin, who's in the same conference as Indiana. So I think that'll prepare us well for the game, and we just got to go take it if we want it.
We've got time for one or two more questions. And I'm not seeing any more questions. So Logan, Matthias, and Tommy, thank you very much, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll have head coach Randy Bennett momentarily. All right, with us now from St. Mary's is head coach Randy Bennett. And Coach, we'd say welcome to Portland, but you're in Portland quite a bit, so welcome back to Portland. And go ahead and make an opening statement, then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, it's nice to be in the same time zone. First time for that, so it's we were excited when Portland was our site, and we're ended up playing Indiana, and we all understand what Indiana basketball is and what it means, and the type of blue blood program they've been for a long, long time. So we are. That's what you want, though. You want to get in the NCAA tournament and play against good teams. So our guys understand that. We're excited to be here and look forward to playing in it.
All right, we'll open it up to questions from the floor.
Coach, I'm Jason Quick with The Athletic. Logan talked to us a little bit about using bricks in practice. I've heard of that with defensive slides before, but can you kind of describe the origin of that and what you hope to get out of that?
Can't believe he's giving away our secrets. Got to talk to Logan. We just the philosophy is crazy thing. It's really helped, but to get our guys to carry their hands defensively and play bigger, and we just kind of the overload theory, just make it a little tougher. It's helped. It's helped them carry their hands, close out better, be stronger there, and I think it gives them a little mental edge. They've done something that, as a team, that it's a little tougher. It's not that tough, but it's helped. They like it. They've embraced it. It makes it a little fun. They make it fun, which is cool.
How long you been doing that?
2 years.
How'd you fit that in your budget?
I had a little extra change.
Yeah.
Those bricks aren't very expensive.
Yeah.
Steve Croner from the San Francisco Chronicle. Down here, Randy.
Where are you? There you are.
The players, I asked them if there was a team to which they'd compare Indiana that you guys have played this season. They both said that they said and that you said it was Gonzaga. True, and if so, why?
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit Gonzaga, a little bit Santa Clara, but they're like Santa Clara because they have a guy like Timmy, and he's good. I say that with all due respect. I think Timmy's as good a center as there is in the country, and Indiana's kid Jackson Davis he's one of those. He can just score, and balls can go to him a lot. And then they play off he and Xavier Johnson, and similar in that here's Nimhart Timmy. It's a similar deal. So, and then they run a lot of stuff a little bit like Santa Clara. They're big like Santa Clara. So they're a good team. I've seen them enough now that they're good. But I do think playing our league, obviously Big Ten's great league, but playing our league this year has prepared us to play in games like this. I thought there's 5 really good teams in our league this year, and 3 of them got in the tournament, and the other 2 got in the NIT. It's the best our league's ever been in the 35 years I've been around it. So, yeah, all that I think's helped prepare us to play against a team of Indiana's ability.
Hey, Coach, Jeff Rabjohns from Peegs.com. When you look at Trace Jackson Davis, kind of what are the things that stand out the most? What makes him capable of doing the things we've seen him do the last 4, 5, 6 games?
Well, obviously he can score, and not every postman in the country can score. Like they can throw it into him. You're going to have to think about where you're bringing help from, how you can do it. You can't just let him go one-on-one down there against one of your guys. First of all, the guy will be in foul trouble in a hurry, and Trace can just score. He can get to his spots and make a bucket. But I think what makes him a good scorer is he's really quick. He goes to his move quick, and that's where he reminds me of Timmy. Like Trace is quicker, but Timmy goes to his move so quick, and he can go over either shoulder, and he's just got a multitude of moves, and so does Trace. So that's the best comparison I can make is Timmy to him, and the reason he's good is because he can score and he's quick to his. He's just gonna come at you. He's very aggressive at coming at you, and he's quick doing it.
Coach, I think any team that reaches this point, you look at their journey, and there's always a time where their season was hard, where there was kind of a low point, and you guys had to overcome it. Was there a moment like that for you guys? And if so, how did you guys get through it?
Well, the season seemed hard all year, so I don't know if we had a low point. We played a lot of tough games, and starting up with the Maui at Thanksgiving, and those games ended up really helping us out. We were able to win the first game, so we got on the winner's side. So we played Notre Dame, then Oregon, and then Wisconsin, and Wisconsin won the Big Ten. So it helped us a lot. Yet it was tough. That was tough, and then we went right to Utah State, Colorado State on the road, back to back. And then we played San Diego State on a neutral. Those are all those. You don't know it for sure when you're playing those, how it's going to play out. But those teams had good years. San Diego State's in top 30. So was Colorado State. And at Utah State's a tough place to play. So I think all those things were tough. They made us tougher. We won some of those games, so it gave us a true confidence as a team. And then we just kept getting better and better. But we didn't ever have a rocky point. I think we were pretty steady. Like we would bounce back and didn't lose a game at home. Little things like that were some of their goals on the season. And it's just been tough schedule, tough all year. Our league was tough. It made us tough.
Any questions from the Zoom audience? And unmuting you now, Jerry McDonald, Mercury News. Go ahead.
Yeah, Randy, I'm curious. The long history of bringing in international players, of mostly Australia, but lately other countries, and I'm curious as to what you think that adds in terms of bringing in players from different cultures and the players meeting each other and becoming a team.
It means a lot of things. I think I do like that aspect of it. It's diversity, and I think it's good for our guys, both the international guys and our U.S. guys, just to have to be a teammate, have to work towards a common goal with some guys that are from a totally different country and have some of their things that they're familiar with are different, and I think it makes our guys they care about each other, and they look to try and make each other comfortable as far as in this place we live, in this locker room we share, and like I said, you're going for a common goal, and you have to work together, but you don't have the same history. They don't know who all the high school guys are in our country, and we don't know the path they had to blaze to get out of their country. So there is a part of that. I think about that all the time that I think is good for our players. It's not the only way to do it, but it has worked for us. I've learned a lot from coaching a lot of guys from Australia, New Zealand. Now we have Estonia. We've had many other places, France, and got Augustus from Lithuania. So I've learned a lot, and I've learned about, you just think they're all like our guys are. They aren't. And so to try and make them one team, play as one, is fun. I think it's good for our guys leadership-wise as well.
Hey, Randy, you hear a lot of talk about how experience helps players once they've been in the tournament. Maybe they don't have the deer in the headlights look. What does experience in the NCAA tournament mean for a head coach? What would you tell Randy Bennett in 2005 that Randy Bennett knows now in 2022?
Yeah, I think it's valuable. I think it's really valuable for players. We have 5 guys who've been in the tournament. Just the whole format. Like once you get here at the site, I mean, you have no free time. You're just you just run out of time. And we just came from practice. We're coming here and do this media. They've never done that. We can tell media, but they don't know what the media looks like. They're sitting up at this table and people ask them questions. We don't get that much at St. Mary's. We get media, but not like this. So that's where it helps, is you just know, hey, just calm down, just take it all in, enjoy it. That's what I think one of my key messages, 2 key messages to my players are, hey, you got to play well. We had to play well in a lot of games to get here. Well, don't forget, you got to play well. There's no bums in this tournament. You're gonna have to hoop. And the other thing is, you got to play well. You got to be focused, but enjoy it, because you don't know if you'll ever get here again. It's hard to get in, and I know that for myself. Sometimes I wonder, hey, will I ever get in this thing again? Because it's not an easy thing to do, and things got to go well, and you got to have a lot of help. But those are my 2 messages to them.
Jason, you've got our last question.
Okay. Coach, is there a characteristic that you feel kind of defines this group of yours?
For sure. I said it to start the year. I've coached enough teams that these guys are tough. They're just pretty gritty, and they stay together. They do all the things you want, that you teach and emphasize that, hey, this is what you got to do to be a good team. They do it, and they embrace it. They have our leadership is tough. Our play is tough, and we don't have. I've said this many times. We don't have like an outlier score. We're pretty balanced. I think we have 4 guys that are double digits between 10 and 12 and a half, and I really haven't had a team quite like it. So, but what their single biggest characteristics that has given them a chance is they're tough.
All right, Coach Bennett, thank you very much. Best
Thank
of luck
you.
tomorrow. A reminder, the recording of this press conference is available on the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.verent1.com, and transcripts will be provided by ASAP and posted shortly. Our next press conference will be at 3:30 with the student athletes from UCLA.